Greetings, travelers, whiz kids, and word players. I am Wizard of Wordplay, a big fan of pirates and video games, and I just played Yakuza Like a Dragon Pirate in Hawaii. This was my first time stepping into the Yakuza games. I've heard about the franchise before, but never really wanted to take the plunge. Seemed a bit too wacky for me. However, when I saw the next one was going to be a pirate story with naval combat and a customizable ship, I knew then I had to get it. Those who've watched the channel know Assassin's Creed Black Flag is my favorite game, and while Ubisoft has been not able to give me the pirate adventure I want again, and Rockstar seems keen on making all their thievery on the land, I thought that my single-player pirate simulator was just a pipe dream. But after many hours, a completion, and a platinum trophy in this game, I can confidently say that this blew my mind. The game managed to capture all the piratey things that I wanted. While missing the mark in a few places, it definitely was an elevation for the type of pirate single-player game I want. With a customizable crew, ship, captain, a story that kept me engaged, and flashy combat that made me seem like the best pirate on the seas. The story of Pirate in Hawaii is about Goro Majima, a Yakuza member washed ashore on a tropical island. There, he meets Noah, a young boy with a desire to see the world and experience adventure. Jason, Noah's dad, an ex-treasure hunter that walked away from the world, and Masaru, an ex-treasure hunter as well that turned into a pirate's cook. Together, they'll sail to pirate thief dens, islands with treasure, and battle many different crews and ships, all looking for their own fortune on the waves. There's even promise of a grand treasure, and possibly a sea monster lurking below the waves you sail over. I'll also say the story, while set in modern times, the moment when you're out on the high seas of Hawaii in your pirate ship, flintlock and cutlasses in hand, you forget that that's the kind of story you're in. But the fact that it is in modern times with this more romanticized pirate story is an interesting contrast, and the game and story play with those elements pretty heavily. People who are more of the landlubbery type look at you like you're crazy, dressing up and acting like a pirate. But then there are others who are in the pirate lifestyle, who really just commit to the bit and make it their whole personality. After completing the story, and all the twists and mysteries that came with it, I'll give it 4 out of 5 stars. While gripping with good voice acting, I found that some characters felt half-baked. You never really got time to feel like they were a big threat, as they appeared in the story rather late and never really got the full time to make them a problem. And many with these Japanese games I've played, a lot of the story takes place in silent cutscenes with just text and basic movements and maybe a sentence to gauge an emotional response. A little hard to get into. But I will say that having this being my first Yakuza game, it doesn't really leave you confused. Majima having his amnesia lets him kind of re-experience the world at the same time you are. And the game makes it a point to call back and show elements from the past that would be important to understand now. This game has many features to keep you sailing. The naval combat was what I was looking forward to the most, and I'm happy to say that while controls themselves are more streamlined, with just simple button presses to fire your broadsides instead of a more controllable aiming system like in Black Flag. The extra work you do maintaining your crew during combat is a welcome addition that makes up for the change. Enemy ships attacking your crew can cause the people assigned to your cannons to be knocked down, meaning you cannot fire broadsides from those cannons, so if every one of your crew members is knocked down, you have to leave the helm yourself to pick them all up, often opening you up for a direct attack. Another thing I like is that your crewmen are not just endless, nameless NPCs, like what most games would have, but instead they're characters you collect on your travels, often going out of your way to do quests for, so your crew in a boarding party or on your deck is someone you actually know. I can look upon my crew and know how I got each one, remembering the mission I went on or the tedious fetch quest I had to do to get them. and I can decide who I want on my ship, with more than enough crew members to satisfy whatever roleplay you want to do. You want a crew with all old people, young people, boys, girls, whatever? You've got it. I do wish, however, that there was a bit more of a system with these characters. I wish they had one or two lines of dialogue you could hear from them if you talk to them on your ship. Like once you're out to sea, they give their thoughts and continue their stories. But either way, it makes me happy to have a pirate crew be so fleshed out and customizable like this. There are some lines they'll give while you're sailing, which can be repetitive. It's only like one or two, and I don't even know what causes who to say what line, but I wish it was more something that you could just talk to, but there's way too many characters for that to really have been feasible. But you're not just fighting with your broadsides and guns. When you board a ship, or make port on some island, or even when you walk the streets of Honolulu, you have two melee combat styles, Mad Dog and Wild Dog. One being Majima's standard street brawler moveset, and the other a flashy pirate captain style. The combat is fun and action, with many combos of potential to master it. I often struggle against large groups, or with more skilled one-on-one encounters. Throw your cutlasses around in a large round-trip DMC style fashion, or take out your knife and beat them like they owe you money. You can even charge up and launch a powerful gun blast, use your hook chain shot to close the gaps and release a powerful punch, all while building up a special heat or madness meter that will allow you to release devastating attacks on your enemies. One way the crew system factors into the combat is the shipboarding and crew versus crew battles. The crew v crew battles are really fun because you lead your boarding party versus another's entire crew on a large battle on the beach, really showing off every member all at once. However, I was a bit disappointed in the promise the game gave you in regards to that. It made it seem like it would be every single crew member you collected versus every one of theirs, which sounded like a really fun idea. And even then, you only really did those big battles once or twice with these other major crew members, besides in the Pirates Coliseum, which that felt more just like deck members versus deck members. It was just, I expected it to be all crew members I had on my team, which was at like 83 people, and I had leveled them all up to max, and I expected like, oh, we're gonna do these after you do these. I expected after these big long quest chains, you would have this big fight with every single member of the crew and every member of your crew, and as you gained more and more, you got more and more powerful. But you only did two in that quest chain, and then you did a few in the you could do them again in the pirate, and then you could do them again in the Pirates Coliseum if you wanted. I wish that was more of a feature to have like 100 versus 100 big huge battle on the beach. It would have been really fun. But the Pirates Coliseum has many other things you can do, like going into tournaments with unique crews with unique abilities and powers and looks and styles and everything. Sink their ships dozens of times, attack their crew all you want, nothing can stop you. All to build up to a boss battle between a mighty ship, a mighty crew, and an even mightier captain. The open world is also very fun, with a large area filled with collectibles and resources, but also with a social media mechanic that sees you make friends by saying hi to people on the street. With many shops to buy and customize your look, eat at restaurants to fill your health and try various styles of food, you can even collect all types of animals to bring back to your home island. On top of that, there's many mini games and arcade games in the world to sink your time into. Gamble with poker or blackjack, play golf, or bat cannonballs into explosive barrels. Even vintage Sega games on a Master System, or even in the arcade you can play Virtual Fighter. My first time playing the game. Or regrettably a favorite of mine, real life accurate claw machine that's just so close. One more time I'll get it. $8 more. I'll do it this time, I swear. I got it figured out. One thing that hits and miss is the customization options for the look of your ship and for Goro Majima. His outfits can be a little bit out there, but some of the more regular clothes are a bit dialed back. But for a pirate outfit, there is never one I found besides the base one that made you really feel like a true pirate captain. I never found any other outfits as they're never really marked on the map, and I feel you just come across them randomly. The over-the-top Yakuza style can also be a bit grating at times, little too over-exaggerated. Dialogue did make me laugh though. with some naval combat that really scratched the itch I was looking for. Ground combat that, while repetitive, has a lot of combo potential if you're willing to master it. And lots of different ways you can take an enemy down. I'll give the gameplay 5 stars. With many different things cooking all at once, you would think that they would lose sight on a lot of it, but no, they really did nail every single aspect that they were going for. From darts to go-karts, there's plenty you can do, and they're all a pretty deep system. All in all, I give Yakuza Like a Dragon Pirate in Hawaii 4.5 out of 5 stars. I didn't think Sega and Yakuza would give me the pirate story I needed, but here we are. I'll definitely look at the other games as well now. I'm more than just a pirate fan, you know. I will say, though, that there's only 2 shanties while you're on deck. And Sega, if you ever do a sequel like this, I'm going to need more shanties from you. That does it for this WoW review. Like and subscribe so you don't miss another. And don't forget to catch my weekly show, WoW Wednesday, so you can hear my thoughts on all things comics, games, and more. Thank you for watching, and I hope you hop aboard my crew.